You'd better watch Worst Case Scenario to find out.
Filmmaker Ed Wardle has climbed Mount Everest twice, walked to the North Pole, and is a skilled outdoorsman. But now begins his toughest challenge yet, living alone in the wilderness of the Yukon in northern Canada. The clock has already started ticking, and for the next 3 months, Ed will film his daily life in one of the harshest terrains known to man. He'll be living off the land, hunting, fishing, and foraging for food.
You wee beauty!
He faces the hardship of isolation and no human contact.
Why do I do this, eh?
And the threat of hungry bears and other predators who roam the forests.
I'm getting out of here.
This is the story of how Ed prepared for his 3-month adventure before setting off into the wild. Ed Wardle is a filmmaker used to working in extreme environments. But living in the Yukon bush all alone will be an exceptional test of endurance. It's the week before Ed leaves home in London for 3 months in the wilderness, and choosing the right equipment is vital.
I've got cooking, food, sleeping, and fishing. This is a first aid kit. This next one is all about hunting. Ammunition belts. This is 50 snares for catching rabbits. This is basically a pile of tools, saws, cutting tools. This is an axe that I nicked off my dad.
In the wild, Ed faces many difficult challenges. There are no hospitals, no supermarkets. He'll have to catch all his food, and he'll have to keep out of the way of bears. To see if he could survive in the wild, Ed spent 6 days alone in the Yukon wilderness last year as a trial run. It's June 2008. Ed is leaving civilization behind. He's being flown into the heart of the Kluane region of the Yukon to find a location to set up camp and begin the experiment. The Yukon is vast, 187,000 square miles, and Ed is flying across the southern region, which is covered by forest.
This is exactly what I was looking for. It's pretty much the middle of nowhere. Down below us is the Yukon. Only about 30,000 people, and most of those are in the main city of Whitehorse. This is the lake we're planning to land at, just coming up ahead here. I'm planning to make a camp at one end of the lake. I think it was only last week, right, that the ice melted? That's correct, yeah. Okay. It looks amazing.
So I should be feeling pretty nervous, but feels great. From now on, I'm completely alone. There are no cameramen, no soundmen, so everything you see from now on is filmed by me.
As this is a trial run, Ed is trying out a variety of cameras, including a specially designed pole camera rigged up to a backpack that will track his every move.
came here because I wanted to see if I could survive without all of the amenities that we have in everyday life. And it should be possible. We're built, we're designed, we're evolved to live on planet Earth in a forest, probably a bit like this. I should be able to survive here. We'll see.
Although Ed is used to filming in dangerous locations, he is not a survival expert. One of his greatest fears is bears, and the Yukon has around 17,000 bears, one of the largest concentrations in the world.
I have no idea where I'm going. But I'm beginning to realise how difficult this is going to be. I've got to find food, I've got to make a shelter, and I've got to light a fire as soon as I can.
Ed is building 2 shelters to form his camp, a lean-to for cooking and a separate shelter well away from the lean-to for sleeping.
This is my hammock. We've got a sheet over the top for the rain. Tied up some trees here. And let's try and get the mosquito net up. This is where we're at. There's the lake. And this is the new house. Okay, come on in. This is the entrance, all hidden. And you get inside here. Got places to hang things. Rucksacks there. We've got a nice tarpaulin sheet over the top. And the beds looking kind of comfy. Almost. And we've got branches all the way around. Just to try and deter stuff from coming in here. You see the size of those mosquitoes? Like every time I touch myself I get about 6 mosquitoes in my hand. So I'm going to light a fire in a bit of a hurry. I think I just swallowed a mosquito. The white wood in there. Really resiny wood. Little touch with a flame. Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? Makes you smile, makes you warm. And that's the mozzies all gone too.
By the time Ed is finished setting up camp, it's evening, and he hasn't eaten. And in the wild, dinner has to be caught.
It's 10:30 at night now. It doesn't really get dark here because we're so far north. We're very close to the Arctic Circle. I still haven't caught anything to eat. When you think you've got to go out there and catch something to eat, and you've got fish in the lake and a river and rabbits and birds and squirrels and whatever you want. I thought maybe that would be fairly easy. I kind of know what I'm doing with a gun and a fishing rod and stuff. But I haven't caught anything yet. I got fish, everybody, got fish. Just in time, huh? It's midnight already. Yes! Now that's dinner! You wee beauty! So the thing is, I've got to get this into the river. so that, because if I leave any fish guts or anything lying around, then the bears will smell it and they'll come straight here looking for what they like to eat, and they love a bit of fish. This is the first food I've managed to catch since I came out here. It's about a 5-pound lake trout. Managed to make a fire and cook most of it. Some of it's kind of raw, but it's very good. I like it. Problem is, it's really messy and it smells of fish. And now I'm even more scared about the bears, you know. So now, any passing bear is going to think, "Ooh, that smells great. I'll have a bite of that." It's 10 to 4. Took a bit of tidying up after that fish. And my hands still smell of fish. Everything seems to be getting kind of ruined. I just mean clothes and equipment, jackets, tools, everything I've got is getting a really hard bashing here. I don't know if it's tougher than I thought, but this is only day 1, so I'm getting in my sleeping bag now because I'm knackered. See you in the morning. Keeping you going even when your body wants to stop.
These are the men who don't say why. They say why the heck not.
That's what dreams are made of right there.
Discovery Channel presents a season of shows dedicated to the men who live the only way they know how. Life on the Edge Month. Weeknights on Discovery Channel.
Ed Wardle is on a 6-day trial run to test if he can survive on his own in the Yukon wilderness. It's day 2, and Ed has just woken up.
Good morning. 10 to 8. So I've had about 4 hours sleep. But I feel excited. I'm in the middle of nowhere, huh?
Ed is eager to set up a routine in camp as soon as possible.
Nine o'clock every morning and 9 o'clock every night, I've got to call in using my radio and tell them I'm still alive and I'm alright. If I miss one call, I'll get worried. If I miss 2 calls, then they think there's something wrong and they'll come out and try and find me.
He tries out new camera equipment, including a motion tracking camera, that should make life easier when he returns to film himself for real.
Hey! Hello.
But all this activity is beginning to take its toll.
Day 2, and I can't even think straight. My thinking's just gone completely haywire. I keep doing things again and again, wondering, like I'll go and look for something and then I'll completely forget what I've done with it. It's either the lack of food or the lack of sleep, probably the lack of sleep. But my energy's just gone, you know? And I don't know, I mean, that's the strangest thing is that I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. I've decided to try and catch a rabbit. So, rabbits or hares, what I'm looking for is a little groove in the forest floor where I can see that a hare's been regularly running along, either down to the water or up into the woods. And that's where I'm going to set my snare. This is looking pretty good. Just so I can find the snares again, I'm going to put these bits of bright string, just wrap them around a tree branch. Can you see that? What I need first is a big long stick, about as thick as my wrist. This is where I'm going to set my snare. Just below this branch here, the rabbit track is running underneath both of these branches and carries on down the hill there to the lake. I've made this lever tilt already. I'll just hold it still under my arm like that, and I can measure where the snare needs to be. I grew up on a farm in Scotland. I used to get really excited about catching rabbits. I'd sell them to the butcher for 16 pence a rabbit. But now I've got to catch a rabbit to eat, and if I don't catch anything, I don't eat. Sorry, Mr. Rabbit. Out here though, I've got to kill to eat. So being at one with nature doesn't really mean it's all softly or friendly to the animals. I actually have to kill things here or I'll starve to death. There's some ducks. It's a bit scary, this having no food stuff. I'm not really looking forward to it. I've put myself in this situation and it's really hard work. When you've got no food, you get really run down, you get really tired. And I'm not there yet, but I know it's really hard. Why do I do this, eh? I look pretty stupid now. I'm hungry already. That just shows you I must be really tired. Hard work. It's kind of fear as well. Fear catches up with you a bit. If I thought that I'd come on an expedition like this and I'd starve to death or get eaten by bears or something, I wouldn't do it, you know, but I know there are risks, I know it's a possibility.
But even, you know, climbing a mountain or something, you know, there are risks there, but you live for the excitement of it, and you live in the moment of doing it now. So you keep the fear at bay, you constantly keep fear at bay, but when you get tired and you get run down and stuff, every now and again it just catches up with you, you know? I'm terrified out here.
The lack of food and sleep is causing Ed to experience huge mood swings.
There's my pot of fish.
To make things worse, a storm is blowing in, but in a strange way, it energizes Ed.
So we got a bit of a storm coming through. Lots of thunder and lightning. Trying to keep my fire going just enough so I can cook my dinner. Pretty nice though. I got the right clothes, I got the right shelter. It's great! So the rain's just kind of dripping through everywhere. Everything's getting soaking wet. It's going to be a bit of a soggy night. And here's the funny thing. The worse the weather gets, the worse the situation gets, the more energetic, the more aggressive I get, and the more I can handle it. I'm pretty happy. Right in the middle of a storm, in the middle of nowhere. I'm completely on my own. I'm kind of wet, but I'm happy.
But it won't last for long. Every day in the wild throws up a new set of challenges.
Dual Survival starts Monday, 4th of October, only on Discovery Channel.
This is the beginning of summertime, but despite what you think, there isn't much to eat around here. This is a brand new kind of birch tree, buds and leaves. I don't like them very much, but better than nothing, right? You start feeling like a bit of an animal. I'm pretty sure that's birch. What do you think? That's the other big risk. When you're eating plants, you've got to make sure that you know what you're doing. And if it tastes bad, just put it out as quick as you can.
Ed is keen to find some edible plants, which forces him to venture further away from the camp and deeper into bear territory.
On this side of the lake, there's There's even little berries and stuff. Look at that. I reckon that's a... Well, I think they're alright. A little bit tart. They're nice though.
Ed can't always see the wildlife all around him, but he can sense their presence.
I just keep hearing things. It's never quiet here. There's always stuff just further away than you can see. This is just in front of me. There's a little bit of muddy track and there's some really fresh moose prints. Moose is the biggest deer in the world. Really huge animal, and they can be quite aggressive. They're more dangerous than bears apparently. I'll just turn this around and show you. That's a really clear one because it's full of water. That is a moose print next to my hand, about the same size as my hand, and it's going that way. Another one here. Yeah, you can tell that one's really fresh. Left foot, right foot. Don't know where he's gone now. Let's see. That is very, very, very fresh moose dung. Solid pellets. 1, 2, lots of them. Like 50 solid pellets. I'd really love to see a moose or a bear even. But the scary thought is, if I do see one, I'll probably be in big trouble. I'll have either walked into their territory, there's more moose, yeah, and there. Apparently moose just trample you to death.
Ed is in direct competition with all the other animals for food, particularly the bears.
The thing about hunting is you got to stay quiet so you don't scare things away. But you're also hunting in a place where there are lots of bears, and you're supposed to make lots of noise so you don't surprise the bears. But here's this is big. Look at that. It's got these hairs in it, which look like moose hairs. And it smells really strong, like kind of rich. It's got bits of bone in it. Little bits of bone. If that was fresh bear, I would be really excited, but I'd also be terrified. I am absolutely terrified of bears. I can't tell you, I never thought I would be that afraid of anything, but actually living out here, surrounded by bears, I can't tell you. I found some more bear signs right next to the water. I guess you can hear the river in the background. There's bits of bark stripped everywhere. There's twigs broken off up here, and then the main thing is just down here. There's bark stripped off a big pine tree with big claw marks on it. If I put my hand down next to that, it's not a moose. It's certainly not a rabbit. It's a bear. There's a bear here somewhere.
Tonight on Discovery, cars explode in Mythbusters. The world land speed record is in doubt in Recreation Nation. And what do you do if you break your leg in the outback? You'd better watch Worst Case Scenario to find out.
Ed Wardle's trial run living alone in the Yukon is coming to an end. He's had no success hunting, and today is his last chance to convince himself that when he returns for 3 months, he'll be able to survive.
So, I'm on my way to check my snares. I hope there's something in them. So I can see my markers in the trees. I can't tell yet. Completely untouched. Let's check the rest of them. I'm not feeling too hopeful there. So something's been through here. It's sprung my trap. This swing snare that I set the other day. It's definitely been through here, upset the trap. It's pulled the snare tight, but it hasn't caught anything. That's pretty exciting. That's good news. It definitely means there are hares or rabbits coming through this part of the woods. I always feel pretty nervous in this bit of the woods. I don't know why. Oh man, here we go. I caught a little rabbit. There we are. Rabbit for tea tonight.
Ed finally has some meat to eat. Now all he has to do is get back to camp and cook it.
I'm just walking back along the path that I came along about half an hour ago, and there's a lot of bear on the path in front of me. It's actually warm. Which way is he going? Yo, bear! Hello, bear.
I just don't think there's anything else to do apart from keep going. I can't see any bear prints in the mud. So maybe he turned off and went off some other direction. Hello, bear! That's great. I've got rabbit and cranberries, can you believe it? There's not much of it, but it's pretty good. That's the best yet. It's amazing, isn't it? You can come out here, you can catch food, you can catch just about enough to not starve. And if I was better at it, I'm getting better all the time. I can catch rabbits, I can catch fish, and it's only 6:30. When I first arrived here, every night it'd be midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning before I'd get everything done. Light the fire, cook the dinner, make some tea. But now I've got rabbit out of a trap and I've cooked it and I'm eating and it's dinner time. It feels really special to be out here. Kind of privileged. There isn't that much room in the world left for us all to space out like this.
Ed survived his 6-day trial run in the wilderness, and as he left, he felt confident he could have lasted for longer. It's a year later, and Ed is ready to try again, but this time, it's for 3 months. Throughout the trial, one of Ed's biggest fears was being attacked by a bear. So he's arranged to meet Chris Gustafson, a government conservation officer, to get some expert advice that could mean the difference between life and death.
This is a grizzly bear.
That's a grizzly bear, yep.
I've never actually seen any bear, actually, never mind a grizzly bear, but is that a big one?
That's an average sized for the Yukon, and they do stand up sometimes to catch their scent.
Yeah, and it's kind of human-sized almost, aren't they? Or maybe they're bigger.
Yeah, they're wider, a little bit bigger. You know, big tracks will be 7 or 8 inches across the pad. They use them for digging quite a bit, so they wear down a bit. This one here is from the probably from the springtime when they come out of the den. You can see they're a little bit longer, more of a curve to them.
Yeah, it needs to trim his fingernails.
There you go.
So let's say I'm walking through this kind of willowy stuff here, looking for ground squirrels or something, and I see a bear. What's he going to do, and what am I going to do?
Well, the first thing you should do if you see a bear is to stop. That's the first thing, is just stop and make an assessment of what to do next. If the bear doesn't see you, I would just turn around and go back the other way. Now, certain situations, of course, are more require more care, especially if it's a female grizzly bear with cubs. Yeah. Okay, and she may see you as a threat.
Then what would you do if you walked around a corner and you saw a bear with cubs? What are you going to do?
If she came towards you and was so close enough that she looked like she was going to touch you, you got a couple things to do, and they're going to happen pretty fast. Yeah. If you have a deterrent, you definitely should be getting it ready.
Yeah. And this pepper spray, how does that work?
A spray inside that is based on red pepper. It's a strong irritant to bears and to people. Okay. Now, the other scenario where a bear may come close to you is if the bear sees you as potential food.
What should I do?
Well, again, you'd have your deterrent ready. I'd make myself as large as possible. If you've got a rain jacket on, I'd open it up, make myself look bigger. I'd grab a stick, a log, I would throw rocks at it. I would scream and shout. Anything to make it unpleasant for that bear and make it realize that you're not an easy meal.
But if a bear is doing that predatory thing, then would you kill it?
If you're not able to deter it by making it, by being aggressive towards it and having it leave, if you got a firearm and a bear's behaving in that way, then I'd kill it. Yeah.
Apart from predatory bears, Ed's other great fear is finding enough food to live off in the bush. He will need to supplement the fish and wildlife he catches, so he's meeting Bruce Bennett, a local botanist, to get some life-saving advice about which plants he can eat and which plants could kill him.
This here is the Yukon territorial flower. This is fireweed, and this is just like spinach. You can take off the top part of it and cook that right up. You can eat it raw, although I usually use it as kind of like a pot herb. There's kind of a plant that has some nutritional survival kind of value. These are louseworts. You see that big thick root like that? Mm-hmm. That is edible, and that's a good survival food. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of potato for putting into soups and things like that.
How about this pretty flower here?
So this plant here is one you should know about, and it's called death camas. When you dig it up, it has a bulb that looks like an onion, but it doesn't smell like an onion, and it's poisonous.
And what are these yellow flowers?
These flowers are in the pea family. This one's called loco weed. Supposedly horses that eat it will go crazy. Huh. And people who eat it will go crazy too.
What's that?
So this is Shepherdea canadensis, or in Yukon they call them soapberries. And this is a very important bear food. So the only problem is when you come into large patches of this, especially in remote areas, keep your eyes out because that's where the bears will be as well. This plant here, it's called Eskimo potato. It is probably one of the survival foods. It's the plant that the bears go after in the springtime. Mm-hmm. It's got this nice thick rhizome root, and you just want to eat this root part. But there are two plants that are very similar, and one is edible and good for you, and the other one's toxic and nothing eats it. So I'm going to show you the trick on how to identify these at any time of the year. Those are called calyx. This cup. A little cup, that's right, that surrounds the flower. How would you describe that shape?
Triangles.
Triangles, yeah. So if I wanted to survive, okay, I'd eat that one. The other one is prettier, but the real thing is, again, looking at these calyx. And if you look at that, you can see these are long,
those are big
skinny,
spiky fingers.
Big spiky fingers.
Mm. And what happens if I eat the wrong one?
Well, if you eat the wrong one, supposedly your digestive system will shut down and you'll slowly starve.
On the 3rd of July, 2009, Ed Wardle set off into the Yukon wilderness to spend 3 months living alone in the wild.
Tonight on Discovery, cars explode in Mythbusters. The world land speed record is in doubt in Recreation Nation. And what do you do if you break your leg in the outback? You'd better watch Worst Case Scenario to find out.
This has got to be freedom, isn't it?
Ed Wardle is a skilled outdoorsman, but he's not a survival expert. And out here, he's completely alone.
Give me 8, thanks.
apart from the thousands of hungry bears who roam these forests.
There's a bear, there's a bear. Don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run.
All he has with him are basic supplies.
I've eaten 2/3 of what I brought with me.
And a gun.
I missed him. Now he's laughing at me.
There are no camera crews. Ed is filming everything himself.
I always wanted to do this.
He'll face loneliness.
I really want to talk to people and touch people.
Starvation.
I've lost an incredible amount of weight.
And self-doubt.
What have I got myself into?
He will try to last until the first snows of winter. But can Ed survive alone in the wild?
Every 10 paces or so, I wonder if I'm going to break my leg. I desperately want some help. Get up!
Adventurer and filmmaker Ed Wardle is about to be dropped into the Great Bear Rainforest of northern Canada. He is going to attempt to survive alone for 3 whole months.
Down below me here is the Yukon, about 200,000 square miles. That's bigger than the entire state of California. This is exactly what I've been looking for. It's pretty much middle of nowhere. This is Dogpack Lake we're going to land on. I'm kind of excited. It's going to be a pretty extraordinary adventure.
That's it. That's the last person I'm going to see for a whole 3 months. What a strange feeling. What am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Whew! With that guy gone, I'm the only person here. So everything you see from now on will be filmed by me. I almost freaked out back there. I couldn't quite get my head around what was happening, what I was doing. But I've loaded up the canoe and now I'm paddling down a lake. Look at this. The mountains around it are really spectacular. It's beautiful weather. It might be everything I dreamed of.
Using a specially designed rucksack camera, Ed is able to record his every move.
This is kind of rough country, look at that. I've never done anything like this before. I grew up on a farm, so I can use a gun and an axe. But doing this kind of stuff is completely different. Being alone heightens every experience. You have to make decisions all the time. I'm going to have to make decisions all the time that will affect my safety and my well-being, whether I'm going to make it through the next 3 months. Everything's much more intense when you're on your own. And out here, I'm well and truly on my own.
It's 7 o'clock in the evening now. I've just run out of time, kind of being plagued by indecision. This is going to have to do for tonight. The sun's going down and I still need to, you know, at least string up a hammock. So I've got somewhere to sleep tonight and catch a fish. It's going to be a late night. This is my new bedroom, if you like, just to give me some reassurance, maybe take some stress away. I brought a little electric fence gadget so that a bear won't attack me in the night, and that goes all the way around my tent. That'll give him a good shock and he'll turn around and run away, hopefully, rather than getting inquisitive about me in my sleeping bag. I keep finding myself just standing listening to little sounds. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. Every now and again a twig will crack, or I heard a little grunt a little while ago. It could have been a moose, I guess, or who knows, could be anything. I think there's going to be a few surprises, maybe not some good ones. Okay, going fishing. I am starving. There could be plenty of fish in here. Let's see. Oh. No. I thought I had one already. And that is a beaver. I didn't know there were beaver. There he is. Oh, there's a beaver over there. Look. There he is. That's a beaver. Amazing. And there's something on the end of my hook. Man, I've got fish, I've got fish, I've got fish. Now that is a grayling, I reckon. Oh, almost lost it. Say hello. Hello. These fish are excellent. Well, I don't know, they might be, but I just caught one, so this one's excellent. It looks pretty bad. Doesn't matter. It tastes good. Mostly because I'm starving. I gotta get more than this on a regular daily basis. Otherwise I'll start losing weight pretty fast.
As night falls on Ed's first day in the Yukon forest, his surroundings suddenly begin to feel very different.
I'm going to bed now. This is kind of scary at this time of night. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. This is just the kind of time of day when bears are really active. I feel like I should be quiet, like sneaking around. But I'm supposed to make noise so that I don't surprise the bear. Hello, bear. Hello, bears. I tell you, if I come across a bear, I don't know what I'm gonna do. They're here, somewhere.
17,000 of them.
Of October on Discovery Channel.
What a place to wake up. I got to build a shelter today. Really proper one for cooking in and keeping my food in. There's a squirrel making a huge racket.
Timber.
Kind of half making it up, half of it I read in books. This is called a lean-to shelter. So it looks pretty dodgy at the moment, but I'm hoping it's going to get better and it's going to be a waterproof shelter. This is my home. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. I think it's great. Excellent. That's terrible. I don't know how I'm going to put up with this. There are so many mosquitoes here. They're huge. Can you see that? So here's a new problem. It doesn't tell you in survival books what you're supposed to wipe your with. These leaves are pretty rubbish. You can't do anything much with them, I don't think. Fresh leaves, which I'm dropping everywhere now. Pine needles, don't fancy it. Dry moss, I'd just be uncomfortable. Well, uncomfortable is the name of the game. Uncomfortable is the name of the game. Uncomfortable is the name of the game. Look at that. It's full of water for a start. Maybe that's a good thing. I dug a hole here with a nice digging stick, and that's about as much as I can show you. I came out here because I wanted to discover if I could do this. I want to see if I can go back to where we're designed to live as human beings on planet Earth in a forest, pretty much like this. I'm in true wilderness here. There isn't anybody around for miles. It's really beautiful. I mean, it's spectacular scenery. I've always wanted to do this. That's freezing. This is my emergency tracking device. And I'm supposed to press this OK button once every 24 hours. So before 10 o'clock in the morning, I gotta press this button. And if they don't get an OK message, they'll wait a couple of hours. But at 12 o'clock, they'll come and fly over, was the agreement, and see if I'm OK. That's my link to the outside world.
this porcupine up a tree. I think it's a porcupine. It's pretty sweet. Apparently you can eat porcupines. I can't quite imagine eating that. He's kind of cute. I wonder what I would do if I was desperate. What on earth is a porcupine doing up a tree? It's good night from me. And it's good night from Mr. Porcupine. Now that I've built a cooking camp and I've been cooking at it, I need to be pretty careful when I walk back in the morning. The smells are definitely attractive to bears, I know that much. If a bear has been attracted in the night and found my food stash, then he may still be there. Hello, bear! It's just extra stress, really. I feel a little bit afraid all the time. So, what I'm supposed to do is put my food up a tree. Let's do it. Okay. Well, we're about 20 feet up. And there's the view on the top of the tree. It's pretty awesome. Wow.
There is Dual Survival. Starts Monday, 4th of October, only on Discovery Channel.
Yo! Anybody there?
Like there's gonna be somebody out here.
Oh, yes. There's a plane. There's a plane just flew over. Ah, it's gone. There. It just flew right over the lake. Right over the top of me. God, why is that so upsetting? I think it might just be them checking if I'm okay. I don't know. But I so much wanted him to just do something like acknowledge that he'd seen me, or you know, he could waggle his wings, say everything's okay. I'm guessing I'm gonna get used to this a bit. Being alone and coping with it. But just seeing him fly away is just... don't know. Heartbreaking. I've got to get in my canoe and canoe down the lake to drop off the first lot of tapes that I've shot. And tomorrow, early in the morning, the plane's going to come in and pick up the first lot of tapes. to go yet. That's all the tapes I've shot so far.
I said that's the biggest bird I've ever seen.
Wow. Did you see that? That's brilliant. I saw a gold, it's not a golden eagle, American eagle, bald eagle. I've been eating fish for about a week now, and my supplies are dwindling too fast. I've got to find something else to eat, so I'm going hunting. I learned to do this growing up on a farm in Scotland. My brother and me would go out at weekends and catch rabbits and sell them to the local butcher for about 10 pence a rabbit or something. The rabbit will run through here. You'll pull that and spring the trap. Sorry, Mr. Rabbit. It started raining last night and it hasn't stopped. So I think today I'm just going to sit it out and see if it doesn't improve at all. Where are they? This is what they call the Indian potato. These are the flowers of it, and the potato is at the other end, so I've got to dig them up. I met up with an edible plant specialist before I came out here, and he told me I could eat those. And I found them here a few days ago, and they're brilliant. Look at that. The important thing is that there's also an almost identical plant that's poisonous. And the only way of telling the difference between the plants is by looking at the little sort of cup thing that holds onto the little bell-shaped flower. If they're long and spiky like eyelashes, then it's the poisonous one. So I have to be very careful when I'm digging these up and eating them that I check the flowers on each plant because they grow in the same place as well. Bit of a boost today. What a scorcher.
hungry. I find it quite hard to move around any sort of distance. I'm up at about top hole in my belt now. I've got one more to go, but it was around here to start with. I also find it kind of hard to think straight when I haven't had enough food. I keep doing things again and again and going back because I have forgotten what I was doing, and I need more food basically. So I've come out to check my snares. I just got to the first one. I can just see it up ahead. There's nothing there. I've got a few more to check yet, so I'm still hopeful. There's 2 snares and nothing in. That's number 3. That's 4. I need food. I definitely can't last 3 months like this. I'm trying not to be nervous about bears. And there's probably nothing there. But I just feel like there's constantly something there. So what is it that makes a footprint like that? Look at that. Is that a bear? If that's a bear footprint, it's huge. Look at that. He's coming my way. It's huge and beautiful. I've never seen one before. I want to see if I can't follow him for a bit. I just want to see how close I can get. If I can track him a bit. He's heard me. But he definitely knows I'm here now. I could have shot him from here. That would have given me probably enough meat for at least a month. Seems a bit cruel, but everything here is about food. Everything. But that's against the law for me to shoot him. Now the moose is running away because this porcupine in this tree here started making a whole bunch of noise. What a place. Porcupine up a tree is scaring the moose. He's off. Look at that. It's not me, mate. It's a porcupine. Now that is my dinner tonight, because I'm hungry. It's very close. Okay, I got him. He fell out of the tree and he's fallen in the water. Oh my God. It smells. Okay, I brought my porcupine out here. Here he is. It's kind of like a small pig or something, really. And I just have to get into the mentality that this is just doing a bit of butchering. I've got to get his skin off, and I've got to get his guts out. And I've got to do it quickly or the flies will get in. I don't want any of this blood on my clothes. Normally we get our food from supermarkets, and we never even see any of this butchery. But I can't say I'm enjoying this. It's just something I've got to do to get my food. Ah! And there we go. That's my first bit of meat from the wild. Now I want to get out of here.
It's the only place where they feel truly alive. But where is it? The edge. Here in the dark.
And what do you do if you break your leg in the outback? You'd better watch Worst Case Scenario to find out.
I think the truth of it is that I still don't really fancy eating this animal. It's a bit like a large rat. It's completely alien to me. And I don't really know what it's going to taste like. So, this is a piece of porcupine liver. Oh, it's awesome. That's truly delicious. Much better than fish. Who wants fish? Really delicious. I mean, I would eat this at home. I'm a bit nervous tonight because I left a pile of guts over there and I'm cooking meat over here. I'm getting a bit nervous that, you know, there could be a bear just over there. And so, I'm making a lot of noise so that no bears come anywhere near me. Oh, da 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 da, hello bears. La la la, la 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 la. I can't think of a thing to say or a thing to sing, 'cause I'm terrified. If you wouldn't mind just letting me pass tonight, that'd be really great. Just gonna go to my hammock and go to sleep, huh? I just want to get in there, turn this fence on, and hopefully feel a little bit more secure. The bear expert told me a story before I came out here that a bear attacked two guys who were camping out in the wilderness, and it grabbed one of the guys in his sleeping bag, and he had the sleeping bag done up like usual, and he couldn't get out at all. The bear just was dragging him away in his sleeping bag to eat him, basically. Luckily his friend was there with him, and he got up and grabbed his gun and shot the bear and saved his friend's life. I'd really rather not have known that story, thanks. I've decided it's time. I've got to start experimenting a little bit with travelling. I want to get out of here, and I need to look at other places, see if there's more food in other places. Yeah, I'm going to try and climb up the side of one of these mountains a little bit and just see what kind of energy it takes to do that and how far I can get. It's a long way down. I don't know. I think this is big. It's not that old. It's still black. Well, I guess I knew they were around. I just was getting used to the idea that maybe they weren't around here. And then all this is all newly dug up. Maybe this is where a bear sleeps. There's just bear everywhere here. I just don't know. I don't know enough. There's something in the trees over there. I just heard something running. Hello? That was close. Like 20 yards away. I can't see that far. get out of here. There's a bear, there's a bear. There's a bear, there's a bear, there's a bear. There's a bear in the woods, there's a bear. I saw a bear. I saw a bear, I saw a bear. Don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Okay. It's okay. It's just up there. So I'm running through all that stuff there just for a brief bit. It was really big, very dark colour. Okay, I'm not far from camp. I'm not running. The hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. Okay. Here's my camp.
Ed's only 15 days into his 3-month stay, and already fear and lack of food are starting to overwhelm him.
Half of me thinks it's fine and nothing's going to happen and I'm not going to see that bear again. But the other half of me still thinks that there's a big risk in sleeping here like this. Maybe I should be packing up and getting out of here. I don't know.
Better watch Worst Case Scenario to find out.
Two weeks earlier, adventurer Ed Wardle was dropped into the Yukon wilderness of northern Canada. He's completely alone. No cameramen, no soundmen, no directors. It's a boyhood dream. Just basic supplies. And a gun.
I came out here because I wanted to discover if I could do this. I want to do extraordinary things.
Already, Ed has experienced joy, wonder.
That's brilliant.
Fear.
Keep hearing things. I saw a bear, I saw a bear. Don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run.
And hunger. Ed is an outdoorsman, but he's not a survival expert. So can he make it through to the first snows of winter, alone in the wild?
I promised that I would film even if I had nothing to say. And I've got pretty much nothing to say. I haven't had anything to say for a couple of days now. It's as if everything has stopped and all there is silence. It's just silent here.
think without any stimulus, maybe we just stop.
Ed started out with 18 pounds of rice and oats to supplement what he could catch, but it's going down fast.
I'm not sure how long I can survive in this location. There just doesn't seem to be quite as much wildlife, as much food as I expected there to be, and as much as I need there to be. Whoa! Bloody hot. Ah, burnt my mouth again. Last night I caught a fish about the size of a sardine, and I ate that with 2 potatoes which looked like sticks. I'm hungry. Well, there's nothing in my snares again. Another snare empty. There's 1 empty. 2 empty. No rabbits. No rabbits. My plan was always to bring enough food here so that by the time I ran out of supplies, I would have learnt enough to live off the land completely. My supplies are going down faster than I expected. I'm not sure that there's enough here to keep me going, and I think I need to think about moving. In fact, I've decided that I'm going to move. I've got to pack up, and I've got to find some other place, maybe with a river or something. I've just got to find more food. So today's packing day, and so I've got to pack everything up. I've got an emergency beacon, pot for boiling water, there's my backpack and my gun, an axe, boots and snares behind it. This is my camera gear, my fishing gear, and there's a first aid kit, a little day bag, and my shotgun. So all of this stuff has to fit into my rucksack. This is my rice and my oats. I think it probably weighs about 4 or 5 kilos, but it's also going down pretty fast. I'm just going to walk off in that direction, and hopefully it'll be a beautiful, tranquil Eden full of delicious food. Oh my God, it's heavy. I'm not sure that I really want to go. I've built a shelter and I kind of know this place now, but there just isn't enough food here, and I'm hoping the salmon are going to start running up the river and maybe I can find them. Okay, this is it. Got my pack on, got my shotgun. In fact, I've got everything that I own. And goodbye Dogpack Lake. Here we go, to the north. This pack weighs a ridiculous amount, and it feels pretty unstable. I'm probably going to hurt myself carrying this much weight. I'm just going to have to take it really slowly. Yeah, like that slow. God. I hate these thick bits. Oh, look at that.
something really big slipped here. I don't know if you can see this patch of ground here is definitely where something slipped or lay down. All the grass is tramped down and it's bigger than me, much bigger than me. I really don't want to bump into a bear. Oh, God. In front of me in the path that I'm following, there's a bear print. This is the claws, 1, 2, 3, 5. Front print, 1, 2, 3, 4. Small bit there, and this is the heel here. Maybe that's the front and the hind feet. Or maybe it's really small and that would be bad. If there's a baby bear, then I'm in trouble. If I bump into a female bear and its cub, then she'll probably want to attack me to protect her cub. What can I do? I'm not just gonna turn back. If I make a lot of noise, then maybe that'll just warn them that I'm coming and they'll clear out. Yo, bears! Hey, bears! Apparently, if I'm attacked by a bear, I gotta play dead, lie down on the ground, cover the back of my neck with my hands and stay still. And hopefully the bear will go away. The trouble is, that's only a grizzly bear. If it's a black bear, which looks pretty much the same, then I have to fight for my life because the black bear won't give up. He'll just think, oh, now I'm going to eat him. I'm in pain. This pack is too heavy. I'm at the top of a hill. Look at that. Look at that. I can see a lake. That's what I was after. A nice big lake, just like that one. Isn't that amazing? Wow. I am right above a decent sized river too. Look down there. So if I follow this river, I'll get to that big lake. That's where I'm going.
It takes passion. Of October on Discovery Channel.
Okay, it's just turned 7 o'clock at night. I just gotta stop. That's one hell of a day. This is the first night I haven't used the electric bear fence. I put it up in my first camp on the first day, and it just gave me some kind of sense of security. And I've been putting it up every night, because I kind of thought, well, if I got attacked by a bear and I had a bear fence in my rucksack but I hadn't put it up, then I would look like a real idiot. But part of the reason for coming out here is to live in the wild. And if I start building fences around me, then I don't feel like I'm really doing that.
Carrying everything he owns on his back, Ed Wardle has gone in search of more food. But he's still a long walk from the likely-looking location he spotted on his map.
Well, Dogpack Lake is here. My camp was there, and I walked up here and then to this river. I reckon I'm just on the edge of the page here, and I want to go to the top end of Tin Cup, to Tin Cup Creek. So if I did that much yesterday, I've got another 2 times, another 2 days to go. So I think my plan is that I'm going to keep going down towards the lake and see if I can't just walk around the lakeside. I can't stay here. This is nowhere. This is really nowhere. I gotta keep going.
Ed has now been walking for a day and a half, but amazingly, he's covered less than 5 miles.
I can't quite believe it, but I've made it to the lake. There's the lake. Yay! Hallelujah. I made it to the lake, I made it to the lake, I made it to the lake. That's awesome. What a place. This lake is as wide as the last lake was long. It's huge. I want to go to that top end of it, which I think is another 5 miles, and try and find the river that flows out of it. I want to follow that river and find the salmon. I miss paths. I miss paths and roads, bicycles, buses, trains, airplanes. I want them all back. I miss kindness. I miss human kindness. Other people just being there saying, everything's alright. You're doing a good job, and it'll be alright in the end. But first, I gotta do this. I think this dream has always been there for me, that I wanted to come out into the wilderness and see if I can survive, see if I can live off the wild. I can't lead my life just sitting around dreaming about things. I want to lead an extraordinary life, and that means doing extraordinary things, and I think this is probably an extraordinary thing. My feet are soaking, I got blisters, the skin has rubbed off my hips with the weight of this rucksack. My shoulders ache, my legs ache, but I'm having a good time. And yeah, I'm alright. Really? That's much better. I put my hammock up in the trees, way up there. It's a really nice view. I got my fire going. Got some water on. I just gotta go for a swim. I smell like a horse. I caught a fish. I caught a fish, would you believe it? It's just the one thing that I really wanted. And I've almost done it. Please don't come off. Please don't come off. Yes! Wow! Look at that for a fish. Hey! I got a fishy! That's dinner! It might not look much to you, but that's pretty good for me. It just makes a difference. It makes everything alright. It makes it all worth it. And so now, I'm beside a beautiful lake in an amazing forest with a campfire and some food. And this is it. This is my dream. This is what I thought it was going to be. Morning. It's day 3 of my journey. I ache all over. I would like some coffee. Poached eggs, please. On toast. Hot toast with butter. And a glass of fresh orange juice, please. And a steak. And 2 fried eggs. With hash browns. And a sausage. A Cumberland sausage. This is still pretty rough going. Doing 5 miles of this, it's gonna completely exhaust me. There's never any let up here. There are no breaks. No help. There's never any help here. I keep thinking, you know, if I push on, I'll push on, and then I'll get there. But there is no there. It's just another place like this. There are no breaks. There's no help, and I desperately want some help. Get up! No, I've got to get down there. Jesus. I can't believe this place. Oh, God. This is it. This is what it's like here. It's too steep to climb up. Straight down to the lake shore and into the water. And the whole place is filled with broken trees that I can't climb over. I'd call this impenetrable. If I was given even the slightest opportunity to give up now, I would give up. If my phone rang right now and they said, "Oh, are you okay? Do you want to give up?" I'd say, "Yeah, come and get me. I want to go home." This is the worst I've ever done. This is horrible. 10 paces or so. I wonder if I'm going to break my leg. And half of me wishes that I would. Then I could call it a day. I could just give up and go home. I'm not in the water, which is really bad news.
To justice.
I sleep very nicely, just knowing that he's where he belongs.
Bad Lads and Good Guys Night starts Thursday the 7th of October on Discovery Channel.
After 3 grueling days of hiking, Ed Wardle has finally reached the end of Tin Cup Lake. But he's so exhausted, it's 3 more days before he has the strength to film.
Well, this is it. This is Tin Cup Lake. It's a beautiful morning. I want to get up, get on with the day. I mean, look at that. What more could you want? That's amazing. This has got to be freedom, isn't it? To get up in the morning and for the place to look like this. This is just beautiful. I love this. This is what it's for. This has got to be what it's about. I hadn't imagined how important having a shelter was before, and I thought shelters were all about keeping you dry and things, but they're not. Shelters are about home. They really are. It doesn't matter where it is, really, but it really matters that I've got this seat and a fire and a place to hang my kettle, and so I'm really glad that I, pulled myself together a bit and did this thing today. One thing I've got to do before I finish for the day is get my food up a tree. The last few days I haven't had the energy for climbing trees. But with the food on the ground, it's vulnerable to bears. Well, that was close. I almost lost my head there. The pole that I took up there and strapped on to winch my food up seems to be rotten, and it snapped. And fell down and just missed me. Okay. I seem to have managed to damage myself every day somehow. It's nothing serious, but... I'm putting on betadine antiseptic paint. Oh, it's a killer. Oh. I mean, they're a mess. You wouldn't get away with hands like that in London. I need a manicure. I just want to get my snares out. I'm pretty excited about this. Is kind of spooky in here. There, I can hear it. There's definitely something in the woods up there. I just want to get out of here. I'm leaving the camera running because strangely it gives me some kind of sense of security. I don't know what it is about this bit of the forest, but it scares me a bit. I don't know what it is. Hello? Hello? Look at all these. This is just too good to miss. These are called bear berries. And they're all over the ground here. It's the first real patch of berries I've seen. I found berries, which is brilliant, but I need meat, I need fish or game, and I can't find any, and that's really worrying me. This place is really beautiful. Miles and miles and miles and miles of endless forest and huge lakes and massive mountains, and it's awesome. It's awesome in the true sense of the word. But I guess I'll always come back to the fact that I don't have enough food to eat, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. I've still got some rice and some oatmeal left, which I'm rationing. I have a really small amount each day, just to keep me going. Just imagine you're going to get up tomorrow and there's going to be no more food. What would you do? So, this is the river, the mouth of the river, where the lake's coming out and pouring down the hill there. And this river, I reckon, is probably big enough for salmon. So tonight, I've come down the river about 2 miles to try and find some fish. I can't seem to catch any fish in the lake, and there must be fish in this river. So tonight's really important. I've got to catch a fish in here, because I haven't found any meat or any fish so far. So I walked about 5 miles today down the river to see what was there, just to see what kind of fish I could catch. And if there are any salmon. There definitely aren't any salmon, but I did catch 3 fish. This is the first one. This is the second. And this is the third. That is the smallest fish I have ever caught in my life. And it's not even funny.
That's my dinner. 3 of the tiniest fish, and they're all smaller than my finger.
So far, Ed's gamble to relocate his camp simply isn't paying off.
Of October on Discovery Channel.
Tonight on Discovery, cars explode in Mythbusters. The world land speed record is in doubt in Recreation Nation. And what do you do if you break your leg in the outback? You'd better watch Worst Case Scenario to find out.
There are fewer and fewer leaves around nowadays, and they're all becoming a bit wilted. When these leaves disappear, I'm not sure what I'm going to eat. This is pretty much what I eat every day now. There's a big handful of leaves, and I boil them up. I usually add a bit of rice. I'm kind of fed up eating vegetables. I was hoping by now that I would be a lot better at catching food, but it seems to be kind of the same, you know. If there aren't any animals around, then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Well, it's the 1st of August. Yay! The 1st of August! The 1st of August! I've done a whole month out in the wild completely on my own. Nothing much else to say. Can I go home now? Take me home. Come and get me. I'm ready. I've had enough now. Well, I was just saying this morning how lucky I was that it hadn't rained in weeks. But it looks like this is going to be a big one, a big old rainstorm. And looks like my fire's about to go out. And my shelter is completely useless because the rain's coming from that direction and it's going straight into my shelter. Ugh. I think dinner's cancelled for the night. And I gotta go and get in my hammock. That's it. I can't see the other shore of the lake now. It's just grey. Mud all over my feet. Some days. It's fine getting wet if you've got a house to go in afterwards. Get changed, get warm, put on new clothes and keep dry, but out here I've got to be much more careful. Look at the rain coming off there. And that's just coming off the 6-foot square of tarpaulin that I've got with me, and I'm under two big trees. Some of the rain is coming through. It's all a bit loose in here. And in the loose bits, the water's coming through. I'm getting a bit wet. I was really stupid, I didn't get ready. I watched the storm coming instead of battening down the hatches and tightening the tarpaulin and getting everything indoors. I just stood there and watched the storm coming and got excited about it. I'm so stupid sometimes. Well, it's been raining for 3 days now. I checked the river yesterday. There are no salmon in the river yet. That's the main reason I came here. I guess it is possible that there won't be any salmon.
lack of food is beginning to seriously affect Ed. Checking his pulse rate, he's disturbed to discover his heart is beating at half normal speed.
I took my pulse, my heart rate last night, and it's down in the high 20s. Normally at home it would be up in the high 40s, and so now my heart's beating about 30 beats per minute. I think it means that my metabolism has slowed right down because I'm not getting enough food. But that also means that I get cold very easily. I'm cold at night now. I thought it was just the weather, but I'm pretty sure it's because I'm not getting enough food. So things are beginning to get serious now.
Only a month into his 3-month trip, and with now less than 3 weeks of rations remaining, Ed Wardle is struggling to feed himself.
No fish again. Just one rabbit. Nothing in the first one. Nothing in the second. It's not been touched. Nothing in the third. I can't concentrate at the moment. I can't focus on one thought. Like now, I can't remember what. I'm not sure if this is to do with hunger or to do with being alone. But now I'm in this sort of silent numbness. I can't go anywhere with my thoughts, and I don't know what's next. This is a lot harder than I thought. I've lost an incredible amount of weight. I think I've probably lost about 2 stone. I'm not normally like this. I don't look like this. I'm a lot thinner than when I started. My legs are very thin, and the muscle is very soft. I don't have much strength. I've realised over the last couple of days that I'm not doing as well as I was kind of pretending to myself that I'm doing. I haven't managed to film very much. Carrying the camera equipment around seems to be a huge effort. I can't think straight a lot of the time. I try and sleep a lot, and I try and stay warm. It's very upsetting watching myself deteriorate like this. So I've decided this morning. Come on in. So I've decided this morning that I can't keep going like this.
still want to try and get to the end, but I can't do it without food. Especially making the films as well. I can't carry on filming like this. So I'm going to start eating my rations. This isn't a place to be weak. I think you have to be strong to be out here, and if you're weak out here, then you're in trouble. But that's it for now. I'm taking myself off rationing.
Undernourished, and with his metabolism slowing down, Ed is finding it increasingly hard to get motivated.
Things are going from bad to worse. I can't get myself motivated anymore. I can't even talk on camera anymore without crying. I must look like a snivelling idiot. I want to carry on and get this thing done, but I'm not sure how. I'm a bit afraid of this next bit of the journey. I don't know how hard it's going to be. I miss people too much. Be strong! If I can just start catching salmon. Look at that bad boy! Really good. Maybe I can survive in the wild now.
Five weeks earlier, adventurer Ed Wardle was dropped into the Yukon wilderness of northern Canada. He's completely alone. No cameramen, no soundmen, no directors. It's a boyhood dream. Just basic supplies and a gun. Ed is an outdoorsman, but he's not a survival expert. So can he make it through to the first snows of winter, alone, in the wild?
Things are beginning to get serious now.
Ed is just over a month into his 3-month trip, and the pressures of hunger and solitude are beginning to take their toll.
It's a beautiful place, but there either isn't enough food here to keep me alive, or I just don't have the skills and the knowledge to access it, to feed myself. I need something to change. I need some stroke of luck. I need more food. Okay, I gotta go fishing. I've got my fishing rod in my backpack, and I'm going down the river. This river feeds into the Yukon, and the Yukon into the sea. So at some point soon, there should be salmon in this river. I'm pretty sure if there were salmon here, then I'd know it. They're great big red fish. But there's nothing here yet. No salmon. Nada. Zilch. Zero. I really don't have a choice in it. You know, whatever comes out of the river, I've got to keep it and take it home and cook it. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Look at that bad boy. Yay. Don't tell me I got another one. I got another fish. Got another one.
Still kind of small. I'm going to need bigger fish than this. Well, there's a mixture of trout and grayling, so tonight's dinner is probably going to be some kind of fish soup, you know? There are huge berry patches here. Look at all that. Blueberries. Really good. They taste great. Full of energy. That's exactly what I need. And I've got so many that I'm getting quite excited that that's starting to look like proper food. On nights like this, when I've got a good fire and I've got some food on the go, I just think maybe I'm the luckiest man alive. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and I've got everything I need, you know? This is my dream. And maybe I've done it. Maybe I can survive in the wild now. This place really is pretty amazing. I'm living the dream now. I mean, it's awesome. Every day the scenery around me changes like a television screen. But I guess I still miss people. I don't think that'll ever go away. I'm always going to miss people. I need to have people around me to be happy, truly. I found this big man. Look at that. Wow, so this is Bruce. Oh, my name's Bruce. I live in the woods. Bruce is a moose. Yeah, I think he was a very big moose, the size of these antlers. Oh, his tooth's falling out. Oh man, Brucey. Anyway, Bruce is going to be my new friend. I've decided exactly what I need. This guy comes along. The forest always brings up just what I need. So from now on, it's me and Big Bruce here. You can sit there and keep warm by the fire. Before I came out here, I was concerned that spending 3 months on my own in the wilderness, so I met with a psychologist to talk about what things might help me when I'm out here. One of the things she suggested was to meditate. I'm supposed to go to this happy place to give my brain a rest. The one that I've thought of is just sitting around a table at home and all my friends are there. So that in the background is actually a caribou, I think. And he swam all the way from that side of the lake, halfway across the lake, and then he saw some swans coming in the opposite direction, and he turned round and started swimming back again. I've never seen one of these animals before. It's like a really large-sized deer. Certainly a lot of meat on there for eating. He's really far away, but he's actually trying again. So he's pretty determined that he's going to get to that side of the lake tonight. He's an amazing swimmer, though. I can't believe a deer can just swim like that for mile upon mile. And he did it pretty fast as well. It must have taken him, 15 minutes to get the entire width of that lake. It's enormous. If I was allowed to hunt big game like that, It'd be excellent eating and he'd last for a good 3 or 4 weeks. That'd be really good food for me. But I've still got to abide by the laws of Canada. I'm not allowed to shoot that. I love this place now. I felt real passionate love for being here. It is an incredible place, but without people, it does just seem a little bit like surviving here, not really living. And everything I do seems to just be to get by. And so the point is kind of beginning to wear a bit.
Of October on Discovery Channel.
According to my stick, I'm at exactly halfway now. I'm at the halfway point in my journey, and that's 6 weeks done. Yay! Halfway! 42 days I haven't had any money in my pockets, used a credit card, a mobile phone or the internet. 42 days I've been out here in this glorious wilderness. And 42 days I've been alone. I really want to talk to people and touch people, and I miss people too much. I miss people too much.
Ed is still finding it tough to catch enough food to survive in the wild, and his food rations are running dangerously low.
Well, the river's certainly deeper, so I come down here every day and to see if there are salmon here, and they should be here by now, but every day I check and there's nothing here yet. No salmon. I mean, just one salmon up here could be 20 or 30 pounds of really good food, really good fish meat with lots of calories in it. So it is really important to me that I find them at some point. So I'm going to have to pack up, put my backpack on again and start trekking down the river and see if I can't find them. I'm only a few hundred yards from my camp, and that big moose is standing right in the middle of the river. I almost didn't notice him. He definitely saw me before I saw him. Wow. And there's, I think, 7 or 8 really good sized ducks in the river. Boy, I could eat some duck right now. Now I've still got 2 weeks before I'm legally allowed to shoot these ducks. The law says I'm not allowed to shoot ducks until the beginning of September. And that's another 2 weeks. But I'm gonna see how close I can get. They're just through the trees now. I could definitely shoot them from here. It's not a fine meal that I'm not allowed to eat. even though I'm way out in the wilderness, I'm not allowed to shoot those ducks, and I'm not allowed to shoot that moose. So it kind of justifies the whole thing for me. I could definitely live off the wild out here. I've done it so far, and if I could have ducks and if I could have moose, I'd be fat and I'd be doing really well. So I've got a map, I've made a plan, I'm leaving in the morning. I can't stay here, there just isn't the food to keep me going here, and if I stay here too long I'll run out of my supplies, and I'm going to get too weak to be able to get out of here. But I still need to try and prove that I can survive out in the wild, I can feed myself out in a real wilderness, and I really want to try and do that. So I've got 6 weeks left, and I need to find the salmon. I guess I've realised today that I'm a bit afraid of this next bit of the journey. I just don't know from the map what lies ahead. I don't know how hard it's going to be. I think it's between 10 and 15 miles. Which doesn't sound that far, but with this kind of terrain that could take me 4 or 5 days. And it could be dangerous. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to encounter some bears on this trip, and I'm not really looking forward to that. I haven't really felt fear a lot in my life, but I'd much rather be able to talk to the people that I love before I take on something that's dangerous.
Ed has spent a restless night deciding whether he should move camp and set off downriver in search of the salmon run.
I think I realised today that I'm afraid to go down the river. The whole thing has become about fears and dangers and worries. There's a much bigger amount of unknown while I'm travelling than there is while I'm staying in one place. I'm writing on my arm that I have to try and stay strong. So I'm being strong. Be strong! Be strong. I've got to be strong. I've got to be strong. Meditation doesn't work. I almost tried praying. I put my hands together one night, and I was about to pray, and suddenly my girlfriend's voice popped into my head just like she was on the end of a phone line. So I had a long conversation with her. Really good one. Really brilliant. Just like she was there on the end of the phone, just an imaginary phone call. It was great. It really made me feel like a proper phone call with her would make me feel. So I do that sometimes now. Really proper long half-hour talks. Tell her all my worries and listen to what she's up to. I guess that's a kind of meditation. Yep. Well, this could be porcupine number 2 I didn't particularly enjoy anything about the last porcupine. I didn't enjoy killing it. I didn't enjoy eating it very much either. But this is where I am, and that's my food. He's dead. I didn't really enjoy this the last time. Not enjoy's the wrong word, isn't it? I didn't like killing a porcupine the last time, and I didn't like getting it ready and preparing it, and they just don't seem like an animal that I should be eating and killing and stuff. I guess all animals are equal, but anyway, I said I'm going to stay out here for 3 months, and I've still got more than a month to go, so living out in the wilderness means that either I kill animals to feed myself or I starve. And lately I've been starving quite a lot. I can't really continue like that. I have to kill animals to survive out here. So I gotta do this. Okay, there's my piece of meat. When I've got food, this place is just mind-blowing. It's wonderful. When I haven't got food, it's ugly, and it's hard to deal with. I think I'm gonna fry the livers first because they're the tastiest bit. But before I do anything else, I'm gonna cut out his back end bit because I think that's what smells. I know you really wanted to know that. I'm gonna cut out the anus of a porcupine. I've got my porcupine in here, or some of it. I got there's one leg, two legs, there's a one liver, another liver in there, and there's a kidney. So that's my dinner tonight. And I'm gonna fry the livers first because they're the tastiest bit. And then I'm gonna stew the rest of it for a long time because it's pretty horrible, tough meat. But when you're hungry, even this tastes good. Big forest rat tastes good when you're hungry. It's just like a liver that you get at the butcher's now. At least I'm convincing myself that it is. Well, I got all that done just in time. I got my porcupine, got him skinned, got him gutted, and I've stuck him up in a tree for the night. And then suddenly this big storm's come in. It was looking beautiful earlier, and then suddenly it just started belting down with rain. I guess I am still pretty nervous about bears. To be honest, I'm terrified of bears, and sleeping out here in the middle of the forest when I smell like a dead porcupine is not very easy. I mean, if I wanted to catch a bear, if I wanted to attract a bear, I'd get a piece of porcupine and I'd hang it up in a tree and I'd, you know, sit around and wait for a bear to turn up. But that's pretty much exactly what I've done to myself. I smell like a porcupine and I'm now hanging up in a tree in a forest. I don't think I'm going to sleep much tonight.
The wilderness.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
2 survival experts.
Why would you even think about coming out here with no shoes on?
This is the way I live my life.
1 goal.
If you don't work together, you die together.
Staying alive.
I'm American. I want red meat.
I want him to slow down.
Although Ed has had some luck hunting for food, he knows it's nowhere near enough to sustain him, and now his loneliness is becoming unbearable. He's missing home.
I didn't bring much with me, but I brought a letter and some photographs. I've been too afraid to look at these for 6 weeks. I don't even know what they are. Amanda, my girlfriend, printed them out and wrapped them up for me. It smells of my girlfriend's perfume. I had to make somebody cry, huh? This is her birthday. If I'd realised anything out here, it's just how much I'm in love with my girlfriend and how much I want to be with her. I want my dad and my sister. This is my brother. He had a baby son this year. This is a surprise. I wasn't expecting this one. That's my mum. I miss them all a lot. I miss people. I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know what it is. I can't get my head straight. I can't. I don't know if I'm going nuts or. I think I'm gonna call. I gotta talk to somebody. I gotta know what happens if I can't do this anymore. I gotta know if I can come home. I can't.
Ed has a satellite phone to use in emergencies. If he is in trouble, he has agreed to call the production base, who will initiate a rescue.
Okay, I'm not phoning anybody. I'm gonna try a little bit more. I don't know if I can. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna get through today. My rations are running out. Soon they'll be gone. I came to this lake because it was a bigger lake and they had a river running out of it that might have salmon in it. But I think I might have made a mistake. It took a lot of energy to get here. And I think I was better off in the last place. I had more food there. Things are getting desperate. Already my body's slowed down. I can't keep warm enough at night. My heart rate's dropped to around 30 beats per minute. And when I stand up I get so dizzy I think I'm gonna fall over. And that's just through the lack of food.
Ed's heart rate continues to drop from 30 beats per minute to a low of 28. On medical advice, he has dropped emergency food rations.
The production have delivered a whole lot of food. They delivered a whole lot of food. I don't quite know what to think about this. It feels like a bit of a failure in part. I guess I haven't managed to survive in the wilderness. I guess it feels like kindness. This food feels like kindness. I don't want this to be a failure. It's such a big deal. Try and push myself on just for another day. Okay, now I'll do this journey, so I'm psych myself up to do this walk down the river that I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna die. I hold it together for a few hours and I get myself in the right state of mind to do something. And then I'll find myself crying again and be like this. It's just... Am I going nuts? Is this just me not... Constantly worried about what I'm gonna eat. What do you think I should do?
I've already proved to myself that I can't survive out here. I can't catch enough small game. The leaves and berries are dying out now. I've proved to myself that I can't do it, so carrying on is very hard to do. I'm afraid I need some help. I don't know why, slightly ashamed to say that I don't like this. I'm not enjoying it. This thing that's a dream. I don't like it. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it.
Of October on Discovery Channel.
Tonight on Discovery, cars explode in Mythbusters. The world land speed record is in doubt in Recreation Nation. And what do you do if you break your leg in the outback? You'd better watch Worst Case Scenario to find out.
Ed has survived nearly 2 months alone in the wild, but the lack of food and isolation push him to breaking point.
I came out here because I wanted to find out what it would take to survive alone in the wild. It was a boyhood dream to try and do this, and it's been a humbling experience. I've lasted for 50 days, but I haven't managed to find enough food to feed myself. The first few weeks were okay and I lived off my body's reserves, but now I've lost so much weight and so much energy that I can't look after myself anymore. I can't do the simple tasks I need to do, or hunt and fish enough. I've been constantly afraid of being attacked by bears. And more than anything, I miss human company. We are social animals, and I'm not sure it's possible to survive alone in the wild.
After 50 days in the wilderness, Ed makes an SOS call, requesting to be rescued. A float plane is sent from Whitehorse, the Yukon capital, 90 minutes away.
This is my rescue plane. This is it, they've come to get me. My adventure's over.
I'm not glad it's over, but I'm really glad they're here. There's people in the window waving at me. I haven't seen anybody for 50 days. I guess I'm gonna talk to somebody now. Look, people.
Mr. Wardle. Good to see you, bud.
All right.
Good to see you. Well done.
Nice to see people.
Yeah, nice to see you, man.
The wild doesn't care if I'm here or not. Doesn't care if I have enough food or not. Doesn't care if I'm lonely. He doesn't care if I'm so miserable I start going insane. The wild is just here. It's the wild. It's hard to go and try and live your dreams and find that it's so difficult.
Pretty odd being in a hotel room after 50 days living in such beautiful surroundings to then come back here. There's nothing in here that I want at all. I don't need these chairs or this bed. I could go and put my hammock up in a tree and be far more comfortable than I'd be in this hotel room. I've got a dishwasher, a microwave, a coffee machine, a kettle, an ice bucket, and a fridge, and a fire extinguisher.
I might have cried a lot in this thing, but I really don't know why I've been crying so much. It's something to do with being alone. I managed to do something extraordinary. I lived alone in the wild for 50 days. and really I'm happy that I did that. I look back even on the hard times now, and I will never forget this. It's been a really amazing journey. And I get to go home now.